Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Frank, what are the keys to posting a good score out here at Banff Springs?
Par 5's very reachable. There's a chance, obviously, for an eagle or two if you hit good tee shots. So that's the way you're going to take it deep today.
Now down to the par 4 first hole, and Frank a chance to get out of the gates with a pretty good score on the card.
Certainly is, Rich. Fairly generous fairway. I think a lot of right-handers prefer a little dogleg left to start the day. That's exactly what you have in front of you.
Just a great pass at the golf ball, 310 yards, and in the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. And getting ready for the putt.
You'd like that one again.
Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a couple of feet. Even par early on. Already teed up here at the second. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot. Even par, currently.
In red figures at 1 under par. Frank, plenty of scoring opportunities in the early portion of this golf course. We're now at a par 5, the third hole, and it's only 528 yards.
You can see why we're going to see a lot of people perhaps being 3 under through the first 3 holes, Rich. This par 5 bending to the right, very reachable. Just keep that tee shot nice and high off the tee. Let it carry as far as possible.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Great lie. What a great shot. He has really hit it a long way. A good 200 yards away from a good lie in the fairway. Can't hide the flagstick from that man. So, Frank, what do you think of the start so far?
Rock solid, John. Very impressed.
Now to another par 3. This is the fourth hole, 192 yards, way down the hill.
He's going to play closer to 170 yards, Rich. You're going to have to reduce that distance by at least a couple of clubs. And consequently, if you hit one hanging up in the air, if you get a breeze that goes through that valley, it's going to start to sort of move that ball around. So just keep your eyes open there where that breeze is coming from.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Drops another birdie and moves to 4 under on the day. Frank, what's the key here at the fifth hole? It's par 4, 424 yards.
The first real stringent tee shot of the day. 3 bunkers, first one not really in play. That third one in the distance, unless you're someone like a Bubba Watson, you should be able to aim at that and not reach it.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Second shot. Good look at the green.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
You can't ask for much more than that. About 5 feet away. Beautifully done. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Continues to play well. Birdie number 3 for the day. Frank, as we arrive here at the par 4 sixth hole, reasonably short at 373 yards, a lot of golfers arrive at a hole like this and they'll think, well, I'm just going to blast it away because it's such a short 4. You think these kinds of holes require a little more thinking?
They certainly do, Rich. If you can't drive it to the front edge of the green, there's no point really trying to hit it through that narrow neck. You can just sort of knock a 3-wood down there or something that's going to give you a decent yardage where you can at least spin that second shot. You can guarantee that ball's going to stop when it lands. It's going to be much easier than trying to fashion some sort of pitch and run.
What a shot right there. Beautifully done. Well, Frank, this is the longest hole on the golf course, 602 yards. Obviously a par 5, though guys like Rory have to be thinking about making an easy 4, getting home in 2.
Yeah, you referenced it. Longest hole on the golf course. Yet Rory McIlroy still reached it in 2.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. The wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
Frank, that is how it's done.
Yeah, take a gross of those. That is a lesson in itself.
And now a chance for eagle. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. Frank, you like this kind of design feature where you go from the longest hole in the course immediately to the shortest hole.
Certainly, golf giveth and golf taketh away. This is just minimally uphill, just a couple of feet, but you can see from the overview the design of the green. When that flag's on the right, it's a little bit of a longer carry, so just be a little cognizant of that. You don't have to hit it directly at the flag.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Just love the variety here on the front side, Frank, coming off that short par 3 8th. Now we go to another par 5 to round out the side, 501 yards.
And the third par 5. Interesting front 9 here. 3 par 5s, 3 par 3s and 3 par 4s. This one not the longest par 5, but still reachable. This one you have to be a little bit careful though. This is probably the toughest driving hole on the front 9 with regard to par 5s.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Just dominated this hole, and he ends up with an eagle. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. Surely not.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
13 under on the day. So off the long par 3 10th, we are at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4, Frank.
It looks like a straightaway par 4, Rich, but if anything, the hole actually bends to the left, and you really want to follow that natural contour of that. Just sort of draw it off those bunkers on the right, or just simply carry it over the ones on the left. But ideally, down the left side, it avoids that pine tree that's further down.
Good tee shot, right in the short grass. Frank, no reason here to think we're going to see anything other than another good shot.
Yeah, in a great flow, and golf like this looks easy.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
This can be a cruel game at times. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Frank, what are we looking at here at the par 4 12, 442 yards?
Players are really focused on that bunker down the left side. That's the one that has to be either laid up, which would be 286 yards off the tee, or sort of worked off. This could very well be a 3-wood off the tee. Just hit it straight at that left bunker.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. All right, Frank, another chance to make something happen here at the 12th.
You could come in here a little low, try and skip it back towards the flag as it starts to narrow up to the back of the green. But anything a little underneath the flag, maybe slightly to the right of it, is going to be a better place to putt from.
What an outstanding shot that was.
Got the right result, too. It's just a tap-in.
Continues to roll the ball very well. Par 3 13th, it's 225 yards. Frank, you happy walking out of here with a 3?
Yeah, take a 3, go to the next hole, unless it's match play.
Well, this is a good hole right here. Par 3, 225 yard, 13th. Frank, what do you think?
Well, it's called sulfur. I can't remember what element that is on a periodic table, but hardest thing here is not to figure that out, but figure out what club you're going to use. Just a fraction downhill, just over 200 yards. It does narrow up when they start to stick the flag in the back, but there's a nice fat target there, sort of those first 2/3 of the green.
Settles in over the putt. And Frank, the train is rolling down the tracks right now.
And just check another one off.
Frank, this par 4 14th hole at about 440 yards will test you all the way up to that green, won't it?
Yeah, it certainly will. It just looks like you should bash it over those bunkers down the left side, but the green pitches from left to right. So the best access is actually down the right side, coming in from that sort of right line. So don't be fooled here. Has it come down yet? Not only is it straight, it's mega long.
Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Frank, this would be huge.
Oh, it's got that strut going, everything. This is when that hole starts to look a little bit bigger. You really feel like you can start to make everything.
Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Now to the 15th tee, and Frank, this looks like a fun shot to hit.
It won't play its full yardage because of that elevated tee, but a good one out here. We might see one of those 350, 360 plus yard drives. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effort to hit the ball 300 yards through the air. That easy.
Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design. Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Moving on to number 16 now. It's a par 4, 414 yards. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
It's another hole that'll favour a nice sort of high draw off the tee. It'll set up that second shot to a green that has got several different levels on it. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is. Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Just 2 holes left here at Banff Springs, and Frank, another par 4. This one, short, 374 yards.
It is. It's named Sarsi, which is a tribute to the Indian tribes here in the First Nations of Canada. So just think about that when you're teeing it off here on what is not an overly difficult par 4.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot.
No, it can't be. 6 in a row?
This would be 6 in a row. You love to watch him disappear, don't you? Here we are at the 18th at Banff Springs, 578-yard par 5. Frank, did you like to finish a round with a par 5?
Certainly if I could birdie it, that's for sure. And there's a good chance here at 18 you can, but there's bunkers galore. They're all in play for various standards of play. But the reward is if you can pump one down the middle of the fairway there, and then you reduce this par 5 to simply a drive and an iron.
But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole.
Well, with a good shot here, Rich. This eagle on the cards. Hole very reachable from where he is.
Don't get many opportunities like this. This is a good place to take advantage. Big swing right there, and a great result, and now a chance for a big swing in momentum with an eagle coming up. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, I have to say, I've been impressed by the level of golf today. Really came out here with a solid game plan and executed.
And consequently, a very solid round. Continuing with that kind of play can certainly put you in the winner's seat.